You are listening to the POSTCAST, presented by the Locked On Senators podcast and the Glebe Central Pub. The Glebe Central Pub is your neighborhood pub in the heart of the Glebe. Go check them out for tasty food, cold drinks, and interactive experiences like open mic night, like comedy night. You get it all at the Glebe Central Pub. Tonight's game had about 18 different aspects. We got a lot to break down here on the POSTCAST. I'm Ross Levitan alongside Brandon Piller, and it's a 5-4 Senators win in overtime. Alex DeBRINCAT gets the game winner, which means the Sens are 19-1-1 when their sniper finds the back of the net. But Pillsy, that only scratches, the surface of this game.
I mean, this is a game that should not have gone to overtime. My goodness, what a collapse by the Ottawa Senators in the third period. But thank goodness Alex DeBRINCAT scores that winner off a Felix Sandstrom gift in overtime and makes it 5-4, because this would have been a really, really tough game to watch them lose. So they get the 2 points. It doesn't matter how, Ross, because they look the same on the standings as far as I'm concerned.
What is the biggest storyline coming out of this game? Cam Talbot, one of the worst save percentage single game this entire season, still escapes with a victory. Tyler Kleven gets an assist in his first game. Claude Giroux is now only 5 points away from 1,000. Those are all the good parts. But there's also the awful news of both Derek Brassard leaving with what looked like to be a very serious injury in the second period. Both injuries, the other being Travis Hamonic, DJ Smith saying they don't expect either back anytime soon. Both out also happening on plays that result in Sens goals, random enough.
Yeah, that was so strange that happened both times. And with the Hamonic one, we'll start with that one, I guess. He just gets clipped along the boards there. There's no kind of intent to injure, or I don't see that as a dirty play or whatever. That's just Hamonic turning weird. And whenever you get your leg pressed up against that, like that, when a guy's going for a full contact hit, it's not going to be good. And we saw Hamonic, one of the toughest guys on this team, easily. He had a tough time getting off the ice. So you know that's bad. And then, my God, Derek Brassard, that is so, so awful to see, as his leg is just bent the wrong way and the full weight of his body goes down and forces that leg to kind of get stuck there. And you can tell right away he's holding it up. He can't put any pressure on that, and he has to be carried off the ice. Tough for two really good veterans on this team that have done a lot and gone over and above their roles this season, if you ask me.
And both look pretty awful. But when you look at the grandeur of this game and all the physicality, those two plays were more of the harmless ones. We saw Shane Pinto was elbowed from the back of the head by, you guessed it, Brendan Lemieux early in the first period. And this game had chippiness all the way through. I'll start with, we'll get to how he scored the goal. But how about the emotional lift that Alex DeBRINCAT gave his team when the chippiness was going both ways? And he said, you know what? I've had enough. I'm taking on a guy in my weight class in Joel Farabee, and I'm going to use him as a punching bag. And that's exactly what DeBRINCAT did.
I mean, yeah, that I would even say Farabee's a couple weight classes above Alex DeBRINCAT. The size, you could really tell when they were scrapping there. But oh my God, I did not know the cat had that dog in him, Ross. As like, that wasn't just a fight, a little guy fight where everybody's just excited that he's getting in the mix. He must have thrown 5 or 6 unanswered jabs, and there was real anger behind those. And it's absolutely amazing what Alex DeBRINCAT was able to accomplish on that fight. And I don't think I've ever seen so many teammates go to the penalty box and give a guy props or congrats. And just look at the replay of Matthew Joseph as the fight's going on. He is absolutely fired up. So Alex DeBRINCAT, didn't see that coming, but you got to respect it.
You have to respect it. And when you can back it up, not only with your hands, but with your stick, although, as you said, give a primary assist to the goaltender, Felix Sandstrom. Can you see why he's 2-10-3 now on the season? But he was one of the reasons, though, that this got to overtime, because the Ottawa Senators outshot the Flyers 46-11 in this game, Pilsy. 46-11. I believe the second biggest shot differential in the Senators' favor. I know they brought it up on the TSN broadcast. I think it was plus 37 before. Ooh, so not a math guy. Yeah, it's not quite there. It's 35 in this situation. So, yeah, it is 35. I question myself, just like I question the Sens record when DeBRINCAT scores. I got to trust my gut a little bit more, but still an impressive showing offensively. You want to get into that, or do you want to have to touch on the other part of this game? What happened in goal for the Sens?
Yeah, we'll definitely get to goaltending, but first, shout out Sens Burner. Thank you for the donation. A nice donation. I am also done with injuries. I mean, the Thomas Chabot one I thought was going to be the final one here that I couldn't handle, and it just keeps piling on here as this team is going to have to next man up mentality for sure. But when we talk about next man up mentality, we thought a veteran goalie coming into the mix was going to be a big boost for this team. Look, I know I get it from the chat on the postcast when I'm defending goalies when they let in five goals, and they say, "Well, actually, it's not a terrible game. I can blame a lot of these goals somewhere else as a classic goalie hugger that I am, Ross." But my goodness, there's no defending Cam Talbot in this one. This was
The Cam York one, especially, is just like a little wrist shot from top of the circle.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to do this, but it is tough as a goalie when you're not getting any shots all game and you're cold. That's tough, but this is a bad look for Cam Talbot.
You got to make a save.
Yeah, I mean, I think that $5 million contract ask, his agent is rounding those numbers down now.
You know who else is kicking themselves? Whoever leaked that number. If it was from, I guess it probably wouldn't be from that side. It would be from the Sen side to, sway public opinion as it did. But that's tough timing for it to come out. And then he puts up a stinker like that, allowing, 4 goals on 11 shots. And for all you math guys out there, that's 63.6% of the shots. And I believe Philly hit 2 posts, 1 in overtime.
A couple posts,
one early in the game,
where
D'Angelo just flubbed on the rebound, which should have been a tap in. So the post made 2 saves. Cam Talbot made 5 saves in this game, or sorry, 6 saves. Can't get 7.
Yeah, don't cut those 2 saves make a big difference for Cam in this one.
Yeah. 0 for 2 on the power play in terms of saves versus shots. So tough outing, no doubt. I didn't think it was really his fault on the 4th goal. I think that's just a complete breakdown. You're letting Tippett go right into the middle of the net. One was a deflection as well. I think it was the 3rd goal.
Oh, so you're doing my bit now.
Not reasons, not excuses.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it sounds good. But yeah, Cam Talbot's going to want to have a bounce back game here. I don't.
He's Columbus.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think you put him up.
Relegated to Columbus.
Toronto. Yeah.
We'll have Sogard in net for the Toronto game. But ironically, the last time Toronto was in town, that was a Sogard.
Well, I mean, I've got the answer, Ross. We got to call Jonas and his mom. If they already went back to Denmark, turn that bird around. Bring it back to Ottawa.
Bring it back. And Steve, appreciate the note here. And bigger question, why is Ottawa a goaltending graveyard? It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss, though. I feel like they found a couple gems in there, too, over the years.
But I think he's referring to just the injuries. Like, it's constant goalie injuries. No matter, like, you think it's a young guy who's not going to get hurt. It's an experienced veteran. Like, it's a middle guy like Forsberg. Like, it doesn't matter with these Ottawa Senators goalies. There's always struggles for them to stay healthy.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, that even goes back to Craig Anderson slicing his hand open on a piece of frozen chicken.
Yep.
Robin Lehner could never stay healthy here. Ben Bishop couldn't stay healthy for large parts. Anders Nielsen, obviously unfortunate what happened to him. Wow. Don't even make me bring up Pascal Leclerc.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Okay. So Cam Talbot, you think he probably goes next against Columbus on Sunday. Guys, we'll get to the chat. We'll get to the out-of-town scoreboard, which wasn't great to Ottawa, but that's even more so why this was probably a 2-claw game if they don't get the win. The other teams do. So the Ottawa Senators get 2 points. It's extremely ugly, but they get it nonetheless. So I brought all these things up, and I guess your answer was Cam Talbot. But what else about this game are you going to remember tomorrow as one of the big reasons why either the Sens still managed to get 2 points or either something that you need them to clean up going into the game Saturday against Toronto?
My answer is going to be Cat, Ross. Like that, I was so shocked, A, to see him fight, And then for him to have that kind of tilt where he's the guy that gets taken down at the end, but in my mind, there's no question that he wins that fight when you're looking at those consecutive punches. And then to finish it off in OT, I think that's pretty damn good for Alex DeBrincat. So I would say that's the story of the game for me, if I'm keeping it positive.
Another story of this game was not only the 2 injuries, but also Mark Kastelik was kicked out in the second of 2 fights with Nick Delorier. After he finishes fighting Austin Watson, him and Kastelik start beaking, and next thing you know, the gloves are off again. So the Senators, by the third period, were playing with 10 forwards and 5 defensemen, including Tyler Kleven, who was in his NHL debut. Travis Hamonic only played 2 minutes and 31 seconds in this game. Mark Kastelik, 5:27, and Derek Brassard, 5:42. So you look at all of these minutes had to be shuttled around. Jake Sanderson, 27:49, leading the team in ice time. Tim Stutzle played 23 minutes and was on the ice for 38 shot attempts for and only 10 against. It was a superstar performance. I said this morning when he was my locked on player, don't be surprised if it's a 3 or 4 point game. He could have easily had his third point on that third period. Was it? I'm mixing it up whether it was the Giroux breakaway or the Batherson 2-on-1 keep, but Stutzle made a great outlet pass on one of those.
Man, I was ready to pull my hair out with Drake Batherson tonight. First off, he's on the Sens are coming up the middle of the ice. I forget who slides it over to him. And instead of just shooting it into a wide open net, he tries to force it through a poke checking goalie and a defender that's lying down. I was like, my God, this guy hates scoring goals. And then you get a 2-on-0 with DeBrincat, and I'm like, Batherson he's gonna find a way to overpass this. He completely cuts off Alex DeBrincat and just goes for the shot. Like, I thought it was gonna be Batherson to DeBrincat back to Batherson. He's supposed to shoot there, but he was gonna force it back. He just cancels DeBrincat out of the play there. I was so furious with that one.
Oh my God. By the way, we should note Drake Batherson wearing an A tonight in the absence of Thomas Chabot. Found that
True. I didn't even fully pick up on that. Good eye.
He's been playing well recently. He's been
Yes.
forechecking solid, but yeah, frustrating on a couple of occasions
I
tonight.
couldn't believe it. Oh man.
Oh yeah, and you look back and how important those were. They could have forced this game over in regulation, but we're not worried about the we're not worried about the tiebreaker just yet. We're worried about getting the maximum number of points in the next little while, and we'll see what happens next this weekend with a back-to-back. It'll be the second and third games in 4 nights for the Ottawa Senators. Coming up on the other side, we'll get into a few other storylines from this game. We'll recap Tyler Kleven's Senators debut and take your questions in the postcast. We do the postcast live after every single Ottawa Senators game. We appreciate everyone who subscribes on YouTube as well. You can also listen to the show wherever you get your audio podcast. Tomorrow on Locked On Senators, it's Jamie McLennan. We have Noodles on the show. Fun conversation with him. Always a great guy. Audio and video, we had a little bit of trouble with, but the audio sounds great. So we'll discuss that a little bit more before we throw to the interview tomorrow. But Pillsy, always great when Noodles stops by a goalie-friendly show.
Yeah, it's great to have another goalie hugger. We've had Noodles on the show a couple times. He's always so generous with his time, and we usually end up having a lot of fun chatting with him. So you're going to want to tune into that one tomorrow.
You certainly will. But for now, let's get to a quick break, and then we'll get to some Sen Central standouts as well. The postcast is always brought to you by the Glebe Central Pub. The Glebe Central Pub has the Sen shuttle for every remaining home game, including this upcoming weekend against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So head over to GlebeCentralPub.com and find your tickets there. $15 round trip. The bus leaves the Glebe Central Pub, 779 Bank Street, an hour before the game. So you'll get there early, have some wings, have a pint, have a chocolate milk. Kevin, I know you're out there, and have a good time at the Glebe Central Pub. Don't worry about driving. Don't worry about traffic. Just worry about enjoying yourself. The Glebe Central Pub shuttle is available online. You can pay there and head to the pub, 779 Bank Street. And when you go, make sure you let them know that Locked On Senators sent you. It's the Glebe Central Pub. We love our friends over at the Glebe Central Pub. So go check them out. Guess where, Pillsy? Guess where?
779 Bank Street.
And let them know that Locked On Senators sent you. Pillsy, I know you want to say a quick word about our friends at Built Bar.
Oh, yeah. I love our friends over at Built Bar because they have found a way. They've done the impossible, made protein bars taste amazing. The protein bars from Built Bar, all of them are such good flavors. You got to check them out at built.com. I love the Built Puffs. It's a marshmallow wrapped in chocolate. Somehow that is high in fiber and high in protein, yet still manages to be low in sugar and low in calories. Check out built.com. Use promo code LOCKEDON15 for 15% off your next order. It's Built Bar, the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar.
All right, you're listening to Locked On Senators postcast after a 5-4 Sens win at home in front of Ryan Reynolds and 17,600 screaming fans at the CTC. Justin, we cannot thank you enough, man. Very generous, putting a few shekels into the guitar case here on the postcast live after the game. Tyler Kleven looks steady out there, but clearly he was told to stay calm. How do you rate his first game in the NHL? I thought that he started out with the nerves, as expected. The tough pinch early on his first shift resulted out of, can't blame him completely. Nick Holden was nowhere to be seen, but that was just a breakaway from their own blue line off a tough pinch. So I think the communication needed a little bit, but after that, Pillsy, I thought he settled down, and especially with a short back end, he had to play in some different situations. So I was very impressive with Tyler Kleven after that first shift.
Yeah, I mean, if we're giving a report card grading, I would give him a solid B plus. Like he made no mistakes out there, really. Like you mentioned, he's pinching there, but I mean, if you're Holden, you gotta kind of know that's a rookie D man you got with you, so you got to be the responsible one there. So I don't blame him on that. He played physical. He had a really nice block on Morgan Frost later on in the game. Yep, that was a nice one. And like you mentioned, this is a situation where it's supposed to be, okay, Tyler, you're playing on the third pair. We're at home. We're up against a rebuilding team. So a sheltered matchup. Well, Hamnick goes down right away, so you're automatically thrown into more. It ends up being a 5-4 overtime win up against a team that has no business taking this far. And Ross, if you look at his line mates, he played the most with Nick Holden, 7 minutes, 45 seconds. But then you toss in 4 minutes and 10 seconds with his old pal, Jake Sanderson from Nodak. And then even 2 or 3 minutes with Brandstrom and 2.5 minutes with Artem Zub. So he played all over the place on a night where it was supposed to be nice, consistent, easy shifts. He had to deal with a lot of curveballs. So you got to give credit to number 43 out there. I liked what I saw from him.
And he got caught out there a couple times where it's just you're in your own zone. You have to battle through, and you're on the long change in the second period. He had a couple over a minute 10, and I was getting worried that maybe he wouldn't read the play properly in those situations, but I thought he made a lot of great simple plays to open space in his own zone and use his forwards ringing around. I thought it was an outstanding debut. Bit of everything, except I thought there was 2 situations where in college he'd probably finish his check a little bit harder on the guy. I think you saw even the first shift, Mike Johnson was like, oh, he wants to get a hit early here. Oh, here it comes. And it was that. Like it looked like it was perfect, and then he just kind of veered off. And I think that's more that he doesn't want to be caught on the wrong side of the puck defensively and get burned as a highlight reel play as a young defenseman. But all in all, man, there's 7 games left now, especially with another injury on the back end. There's no reason why Tyler Kleven shouldn't be in this lineup. Now we have Tyler Kleven as one of the options for the goggles. I think he's probably the leader, just being that first NHL game. We've also got Alex DeBRINCAT.
Yeah.
Speaks for itself. The fight, the goal. What more could you have asked for from the Cat tonight? And I've got Tim Stutzle as an option there too. He was flying all game long. I want people in the chat, and not that the fourth option necessarily will win, but who else should we give an honorable mention to as a very solid piece of tonight's puzzle? Pillsy, do you want to start your Sen Central standout with a potential option?
My Sen Central standout is going to be Cam Talbot. I mean, I thought
presented by the
No, I'm just messing with you guys. It's not Cam Talbot. I'm going to go with Alex DeBRINCAT here. Like I already mentioned, like the fact that he throws hands like that, like normally a guy like Alex DeBRINCAT, if he gets hit like that, you're going to want one of the tough guys to stand up for you and say, hey, don't be going after our stars like that. But he says, no, screw that. I'm taking this into my own hands, literally. And he's throwing jabs and he's getting in the mix with a good tilt that the boys are fired up about. So, and then cap it off, I'm not just a goon out there. I'll win this game too. So it's a really good game all around for Alex DeBRINCAT. He is my first, we can go around the horn probably, Ross. First Sen Central standout, brought to you by the Glebe Central Pod.
Oh, he was so good in this game, and it's great to see. Like, don't let the cat get hot, man. This guy is. I feel like we're doing that stat, and obviously it's a bit we've kind of been doing since I want to say it was like 10-1-1 when we started picking up on it. But man, he's starting to heat up a little bit here in the last little while. 2 goals against Tampa, then a goal against Florida. So you're looking at a guy who now has 4 goals in his last 4 rather games. 4 goals in his last 4 games for Alex DeBRINCAT. And don't look now, but 25 on the year. Like, this guy could realistically still score 30 despite everyone telling him it's like the worst down year and he keeps missing the net.
You bum, you 30 goal scorer.
By the way, Stick Taps the Ottawa Senators. I didn't think he was necessarily at his best tonight. He's not my Sen Central standout. But we do have to note that Shane Pinto's goal tonight was his 20th goal of the season. The Senators lead the NHL with 6 separate 20-goal scorers. You know, I peeked and saw and checked if Cole Caulfield had 1 or 2 20-goal seasons. I was going to tweet out, but he has 2. So I'll have to wait.
Yeah, hold off on that tweet.
Hold off on that thought. But I did have to get out my Tyler Kleven, Marco Rossi tweet that they have the same amount of career points. 1 point in 1 game for Tyler Kleven, 1 point in 18 games for Marco Rossi. I thought the sample size was enough. And I know that Rossi was dealing with a few things off the ice, and I wasn't going to tweet it. And then I looked. I was like, hey, wait, he's played 47 games in the AHL this year, 46 points. He's still going to be a great player. So you got to have fun with that stat while you still can.
Hey, Tyler Kleven, the Ottawa Senators are undefeated with Tyler Kleven in the lineup. He gets a nice point here. I'm happy with that, Ross.
I'm happy with it as well. But my first Sen Central standout in tonight's game has to be Tim Stutzle. This guy was all over it tonight. 5 hits. He was frustrated a couple times. He was hit hard a couple times as well. Initially with Delorier, he was trying to hit him head on, and it would have been with a steamboat. But by getting out of the way, you almost make it more dangerous on yourself.
That's the thing. Like, sometimes, and I'm not saying this is necessarily the example, but sometimes the responsibility has to be on the victim, like the guy getting hit, because if a guy lines you up cleanly and you move out of the way, that's when knee on knee happens and things like that. So, I mean, obviously your instinct is to be like, holy crap, this guy's coming at me. I got to get out of the way here, but it's not always the best business decision.
No, it really isn't. And credit to Tim Stutzle. There were a couple different times where you thought maybe he was injured or hurt, and every time he just came back, he wanted more and more and more. And credit to him, man. He ends up getting a goal and an assist tonight. Yep. He's up to 84 points. 84 points on the season, Chelsea. This was what, his 27th multi-point game? That's absurd.
Has to be, yeah. Like, it seems like he only gets multi-point games. Like, it's wild what Tim Stutzle is doing here, and he's really becoming a superstar, Ross, right before our eyes, and it didn't take that long. He's still in his entry-level contract, and he's putting up these numbies.
Do you want to know the single-season Ottawa Senators that have had more than Tim Stutzle's 84 points in a single season?
I'm going to say there's only 4 of them.
Close.
Or wait, are you talking about times or players?
No, players.
Okay, I'm going 4.
Okay, can you name them?
Alfie.
Yes, he did it three times for Alfie.
Heatley.
Twice for Danny Heatley.
Spezza.
3 times for Jason. Oh, and he's tied. He had 84 in one season, and then he had more than 84 3 separate times.
And Carl.
No. Erik Karlsson's career high was 82 points in a season.
Oh, I thought he had 85 or something there.
There's one more who did it twice. I'm going to see if the chat has it.
Oh, it's Yashin.
Yes, Yashin did it twice, including the year he finished second in Hart Trophy voting. He had 94 points in 82 games, and that was at the height of the touch and drag or whatever, the hooking and
clutch and grab.
Thank you. And people who are interested in the numbers on all that as well, there's the final stats. Obviously, I'm covering Stutzle with my name bar. That's awesome. But you can see all the names ahead of him, and that's the type of company that Tim Stutzle's in right now. The only players that did it in less games Jason Spezza once, Daniel Alfredson once, Spezza twice, and that's it. Spezza twice, Alfie once.
Wow.
Less to get to 84 points. Super impressive. Tim Stutzle, 37 goals. Like 40's gotta be on his radar, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be like Brady Truck trying to get to 30 goals last year. They're going to be feeding Timmy all the passes they can in the final period of the season if he's at 39.
Yeah, they are. And I think a great number. There's now 7 games left, Pilsy. 40 goals and 90 points. I think it's
Oh,
doable.
I love it.
Okay, that's something we're going to watch for. We're also going to watch for another moment. Pilsy, my second Send Central standout. We'll do this snake style. I thought Claude Giroux was awesome tonight. And he had to play elevated minutes because of the injuries. And sorry, not only the injuries, but also with Mark Kassler getting tossed out there down a center for a large part of this game. But damn, he is a heck of a player. He goes 60% in the faceoff circle, plays 22-42. I don't know how many games this year Claude Giroux played over 22 minutes in. That's got to be right up there with his highest time on ice. I'm pulling it up right now as I'm kind of talking in circles. That's the third most minutes he's played in a single game this season. Funny enough, last Saturday against New Jersey was the most. He almost played 24 minutes in that game. But yeah, it's just sick that Claude Giroux is an Ottawa Senator, and Claude Giroux is not a Philadelphia Flyer.
Nope, he is not. He is also not a Florida Panther. He is a part of your Ottawa Senators.
And Justin, you are way too generous. There's only so many times I can tell you this. We truly can't thank you enough. Brady looked invisible out there against Philly. Bullies. Yes, they were actually bullies today. Possible reason, did DJ tell him to stay out of the box? I think that's absolutely a part of today's game plan. You saw when it became a 1-goal game late, Brendan Lemieux was trying anything short of biting him. I don't think he's looking at another 5+ game suspension.
I don't know. He might be hungry.
What an awful player he is. Honestly, tough to watch.
Just a brickhead. Nothing up there.
Tough to watch. You see Sanderson shake shimmy him in the third period, by the way. That was awesome. He had no clue where to go. It was great to see. But yeah, I think that was certainly DJ's message. It was when you're in the media saying that their player isn't worth our player's time. Usually that's something coaches will probably stay away from. I think it's pretty clear what the message was inside the room, and that was Brady, don't concern yourself with this clown. Like, if anything, Casti will take care of it. Hammer will take care of it. Watson will take care of it. We got guys. You have to get out there and focus on getting the
DeBRINCAT will take care of it.
And getting the over and shots on goal. Brady Tkachuk with 8 shots tonight. Pilsy, I'm going to get to your second Send Central standout. I had Claude Giroux as my second one after Tim Stutzle. But I really need the good people to understand here that since going without a shot against the Seattle Kraken,
he's been on a tear.
Brady Tkachuk has made it his mission to put as many pucks on net as humanly possible. 59 shots in his last 11 games.
It's insane, Ross. They've officially bumped up Brady's over under shot totals to 4.5, and it's minus money. I was gonna to get to plus money. You have to bet that he's gonna get over like 6 shots. It's insane.
It hit.
I know, but like when you're looking at that, it's tough to look at. And ironically, Ross, and I don't know if Justin's just talking about fighting here, but Brady Tkachuk was going to be my next Send Central standout. He gets an assist here, his 8 shots on goal, like you mentioned, 57 hits, 67% in the faceoff dot. And I'm going to give him points here for not fighting. We talked about it, Ross. I love Brady Tkachuk. I love that he backs himself up and he won't take any shit from anyone. But at some point, you got to say, okay, I'm not trading 5 minutes of me in the box for 5 minutes of Brendan Lemieux when. How much time on ice did Lemieux have all game here? He actually played 18 minutes. Oh my God. But when you play on a scrub team like the Flyers, but like, it's just not worth his time, and it's not worth risking an injury just trying to let some guy who's on his way out of the league know that you're not going to take it from him. So I'm actually glad Brady didn't fight in this one, and he didn't have to, which is nice for a change, even though I'd love if Waddy would win a fight here and there, but he's going to the dance at least.
Sick box score night for Mark Kassler. He had 60 penalty minutes on the year. Make that 85 now with 25 tonight. Gets the 10-minute misconduct, the game misconduct, the fight. I don't know if there's an instigator involved there as well, but What a game there on the box score. But honestly, to see both those happen, both the goals happen with the injuries at the same time,
Yeah.
it was just a weird game overall. Just a weird old school type hockey game. But there was a buzz in the building. On the other side, we're going to get into Ryan Reynolds, and we're also going to talk about what the Senators need to do for the rest of the week in the out-of-town scoreboard. If you're live, we're not going anywhere. Just a quick ad locator if you're listening on your car. And don't forget that the new Locked On Senators coming out today features Noodles, Jamie McLennan.
Noodles.
All right, back at the postcast. 5-4 victory for the Ottawa Senators at home against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers now just making a mockery of the extra loser point in the National Hockey League.
They love
Tonight
it.
was the Philadelphia Flyers' 13th, count it, 13th overtime loss this season. And shockingly, that's fourth in the league behind San Jose and Calgary, who both have 15, and Dallas has 14.
I mean, that's insane that they're even having that many opportunities that are going past regulation. Like, wow.
Let that one sink in. Boom. Should we get to the out of town scoreboard? Because it wasn't great tonight, but what does it all mean, Pilsy?
What does it all mean, Pilsy? I don't even know. Like at this point, it's so weird because great game for the Sens, but technically they don't even really make up any ground because Florida wins. And where's that Pittsburgh game at? Or it's over. How'd it go?
2-0 Penguins.
Come on, Preds. God, we listed off like 10 Sens Preds relationship players here. I thought that would get us the win, but
I know.
the Ottawa.
It was actually fun to do.
That was fun. We'll make that an ongoing exercise. But the Pittsburgh Penguins hold that wild card spot with 84 points, and the Sens have 79 here. And there are, math guys, 7 games left in the season to make up those points. So it's going to be interesting. But these 2 points were crucial. Like if the Sens lose this one, even in overtime, I think
they got to run the table.
Mufasa's free falling.
They got to run the table, right?
Yeah, they do need to run the table here.
Like maybe you get one free loss to the Carolina Hurricanes, so you play twice and just historically can't beat.
Well, the tough part is, Ross, they don't really control their own destiny here. Like they're behind enough points where unless those teams start losing games, it doesn't matter, unfortunately.
I do enjoy cheering on the downfall of other organizations, especially the Pittsburgh Penguins for all that they've done.
Yeah, but in return, we have to cheer on organizations we despise in the Habs and Leafs.
Yeah, neither did any favors for.
No, you can't count on them. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely pathetic. But I do like where the Sens are right now. And obviously, Buffalo now has 2 games in hand. But they've got a tough test next. I was looking at the schedule just 2 seconds ago. They've got they play the Rangers on. I was so certain just 5 seconds ago. They play. Oh no. Okay, second out back to back. The Buffalo Sabres play the Rangers tomorrow. Is their game in hand? Their first one, and then they play the Flyers on Saturday.
Cool.
Flyers. And the Panthers have the Columbus Blue Jackets on Saturday. But the good news, and you're always hunting the team that's in the spot currently, the Pittsburgh Penguins, afternoon game, 3 p.m. Eastern, have the Boston Bruins on Saturday. So
okay. We like
that. Where do you think the cut line's going to be? With 7 games left for Pittsburgh, 6 games left for Florida, 84, 83 points. Like, where do you think that cut line is going to be?
The point line, you mean?
Exactly.
At least 90.
Yeah, I would say maybe 92.
I'm going to say the over under 92 and a half.
Okay, so you have to get 93 to make the playoffs. So the Sens need 14 points in their last 7 games. There you go. They got to run the table.
We can do it.
Right?
As our buddy Samuel says, don't stop believing. We're Journey, just playing the band, playing the song as the Titanic goes down. We are not stopping believing just yet. Until, you guys know, we're math guys. It's all about the numbers. Until this team is mathematically eliminated, I don't care what anyone says, there's still hope.
Justin and G-Man say 93 points. Steve is saying 92. And Panda Plays 403 is trying to play spoiler. He's saying 91, which would be fantastic. But it's meaningful games. And Davey, they're not meaningful games in March. We got a meaningful game coming up April 1st
Woo.
against the Fools from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'm still on the camp that those games are more important, whether there's an extra week or two of the season at the end or not. You want them to beat the Maple Leafs at all costs. And right now, it's 2-1 Toronto. But if you're the Sens, it's 1-1 because they had that shootout loss. So
Yep.
win that game Saturday, and then let's reboot for Sunday against Columbus. And then Pillsy, they could be going in the last week. I can see a path where they win both those games.
Why not? Yeah, if I change my focus on my optimism lens, I can see that path too, Ross. And especially when it's a home game up against the Leafs, you need those wins. I mean, we'll talk about it on Friday, but it's going to be very interesting to see who the Leafs put in net there.
It will be. Well, we probably won't even be able to talk about it on Friday because we got the Noodles interview. We're going to record a little bit early. It's going to be early drop tomorrow with Noodles. But all in all, that Carolina game on the 4th is really what scares me. But if they get to that Carolina game, you're looking at game 77 of the season. And that's pretty damn good considering what the November looked like and everything else that happened so poorly this season.
I'm just happy to be here, Ross. Like it's just fun to be in the mix this late, which is something that the Sens are not used to. So just enjoy it as it comes because each game has so much meaning now, and this team is going to battle through adversity with so many injuries happening here. We're going to see what this team is really made of and what this leadership core can do because this is as tough as it gets, really, if you're trying to scratch and claw your way into the playoffs.
Well, tonight they did it in front of some prospective owners. Like the NHL is tweeting out gifs of Ryan Reynolds being at the game. He's having fun with it. The Red Men who
the Deadpool guys,
but they're there all the time. They wear the red tights. They're dancing around, having a good time. Beauties should be Sen Central citizens. Put us in contact with those guys.
Absolutely,
those lunatics. They were wearing the Deadpool mask tonight. And Ryan Reynolds was all over it, arms around them, having a great time, photos, all of it. Like the NHL has to prefer he's a part of it, right? Like
absolutely.
There's just no way that they can be this close to them, literally parade him through the rink twice and then not have him a part of the team would be absolute shenanigans to the most disgusting, like bad business bureau bullshit if he doesn't be a part of the ownership group. So this is crazy.
Yeah, it's so awesome that he's a part of the mix, and not only like he's not just a celebrity that's sitting in his box like on his phone and clapping for goals. Like he's getting in the mix, he's having a good time, he's seeing what this atmosphere and community can be like. So I can't wait to be on the Ryan Reynolds documentary, Ross. It's going to be awesome.
Should I leave the standings up for just a moment longer just so we can all just let it sink in?
Take it in.
It's a little moment of silence for you. The Ottawa Senators still mathematically alive on March 30th at 11:51, 10:51 p.m. Eastern. I should have stuck with him in like 11:51 Atlantic time. All the beauties out on the rock.
Yeah, all the East Coast bites.
Yes. Matthew, we want playoffs. Sure. I mean, that'd be sick.
I'm down.
Or just for now, I think I like where the team's headed.
I would love playoffs. I would. Oh man,
so many injuries right now, man.
Yeah, that's a tough way to get into the playoffs for the first time in a while.
That's tough. And the Ottawa Senators infirmary isn't day to day. These guys are in long-term care right now.
Did you see when Gambrell got tripped up and went into the boards? Dom Nicoletta after is tapping him, being like, "Thank God you're okay. Like I can't deal with any more guys here." Oh my God! And then Sanderson, we had a scare with Sanderson. He takes a Provorov 90-mile-per-hour slap shot. I was fearing the worst on that one.
Okay, so General Guy 41, who are we calling up right now? I think the call up has to come on the defensive side of it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Do they have any extra forwards though right now either?
Well,
Yeah,
is Ridley
Gauthier.
Gregg healthy? Also,
Julian
is a
Gauthier.
question. Yeah, well, DJ won't play him. He'll call up Cole Reinhardt.
Who gets called up though on the back end?
JBD.
Over
Easy.
Lassie? You need a puck. You could use a puck.
I shouldn't say easy. Yeah, I take that back. And Lassie's been playing better as of late. No, you know what? Yeah, no. Full record scratch rewind. Lassie Thompson. Easy. You need a puck mover back there. He's been playing really good. So
we don't use this one enough.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Full record scratch. Bang. Yeah, Crooker's playing well. I'd love to see Crooker up. I just think it's a lot to ask for him to be put in this lineup right now.
No, I feel like I'm always the party pooper with the Crooker stuff, but if anyone's getting called up, it can't be Crooker over Sokolov. It just can't be. What a slap in the face that would be.
Look at Priscilla. She's just seeing, I guess, that you had your little moment.
That's where that comes in.
Now, Priscilla, you're gonna get a good laugh out of this. I think she started has to be a little behind. Because you just mentioned he was your standout for 14 seconds.
Yeah.
Justin, let's talk about Keith Tkachuk's words about being more like Ottawa. We mentioned this on the show today. And it rings true, and then they go out and get back-to-back wins. So, damn it. Why'd you have to speak up, Keith?
Yeah, who needs toughness to win?
Why do you have to say anything? Why couldn't you just let it simmer? Let Montreal run all over you.
He has a point, and the thing is, like, the Tkachuks were obviously, I'm talking both Matthew, Walt, the whole family, they were very involved in Brady signing long-term, and that must have been a discussion, being like, look, you can have a big part in how this team plays, and DJ Smith has these guys playing hard. There's guys that play physical. The Ottawa Senators have been a lot of things in the last couple of years, but soft, not one of them.
No, not at all. And they showed that tonight, man. The Flyers wanted this to become a street brawl. And they got one for the most part in the second period. And the Senators, I mean, they answered the bell on that, but ultimately kind of folded the lawn chair in the third period. Just some tough defensive zone looks. And you wonder how tired the legs were and already shorthanded. Like, I know that the Flyers are also extremely shorthanded. But, like, how long? Like, if this Sens team beats Toronto, obviously those games throw out the record books when these two teams get together. But honestly, if they beat Toronto without Chychrun, Shabbat, Forsberg, all these other injuries, Hamonic, Norris,
Brassard,
all these guys.
Marker Kelly.
Yeah. Now we're getting a little down the depth chart.
Well, I mean, if we're listing them, we're listing them.
Yeah. Ridley Gregg.
Yep, true.
I think Xavier Bernard might still be hurt if he's still in the organization. Should we mention him too?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to get him back.
Oh, man. Give me some final thoughts on tonight's game. Like, were you ready to call the season over after they gave up that fourth goal?
No, I live bet the Sens when they gave up that fourth goal. I was all in on this. I mean, Ross, these, maybe you can show the people over at Natural Stat Trick. I've never seen heat graphs and charts like this. Like the Sens Corsi 5-on-5 was 72.8%. All situations 73.2 in the 70s in the Corsi. And I'm not a big heat map guy, but you don't need to explain how heat maps work for me to understand that the Sens dominated in shots in this one. It's wild over at Natural Stat Trick. So
oh my God, I'm pulling it up. Shout out Natural Stat Trick. Check it out. Here we go. We got heat maps on Locked On Senators. Look at us.
You guys know us. We love the heat maps.
We're growing.
Look at that. That's that whole offensive zone is infested for the Ottawa Senators. Like that, if you're
going to be red.
If you're looking at it through like a microscope, that's you got problems there. There's all that. What do you call those little cells? I failed
heat.
Biology.
It's heat. This is heat.
It's heat. It's heat. We'll go with that.
The Ottawa Senators deserve to win a meter tonight. Deserve to win a meter. I don't want to read what it's all about because it keeps moving. Why is it moving? Why are they doing this? Like the Sens are winning this game 88% of the time. Yeah, I'd see that.
Yeah, I was gonna say a petri dish. Thank you, Patrick Lynn. That's the word I was looking for here.
The boys are heat. The boys are heat. Can I take this graphic off?
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna click us for the first time and be like, look at these nerds.
Yeah, and they'll hear me trying to talk about a petri dish in chemistry or biology class.
People were mad about the sternum talk yesterday. We were just trying to have a good time.
Oh, come on. From the bottom of my sternum, I was just trying to do my best.
Oh, I stubbed my sternum the other day.
Oh, man. I
That
hate
hurt.
it. Yeah, inflamed sternum, the worst.
Oh,
Welcome to my 30s, eh?
hey, I hope that really Greg plays another game. I like when he plays against Toronto. Hopefully, he's 100% though, because the way he plays, he's gonna maybe put himself into some vulnerable positions every once in a while.
Yeah, Ali Des says, not a math guy, not a doctor, not a biology guy. I wasn't really a school guy to put things into perspective. Although I did do pretty good at CSM. I was near the top of the class, I will have you know, if you can believe it. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
regular school that teaches you life skills outside of sports, not my thing.
No, me neither. Decent at physical education though. Once upon a time.
I was going to say, maybe back in the day I was. These days, it wouldn't be
Actually,
so
live
great.
here. They had the gifted program there. Pff, those people wouldn't even look at me. You peasant.
It's like Nodak going up against Princeton or something.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, let's see what the results of the poll have been. The goggles tonight. Alex DeBRINCAT 54%. Tyler Kleven 29%. Jake Sanderson 10%. Like, yeah, we should mention Jake Sanderson tonight.
Yeah, he had a good game, and this is just a guy that is totally comfortable being the number one defenseman and being put in any situation and playing over 27 minutes as a rookie. Outstanding.
I think he plays better the more he plays.
Oh no, this is what we were saying about Shabbat 5 years ago.
What did he play?
That's hilarious.
749 tonight. That's a new career high. That's worth a tweet. Jake Sanderson played a career high 27-49
Huge.
in this game. 430 on the power play, 130 on the penalty kill, 4 shots on goal, 3 blocks. Tyler Kleven, that's tough. Come on. The scorekeepers did him dirty.
They didn't give him that apple?
Yeah, they did, but they also
okay.
They gave him 4 giveaways.
Meh. I didn't see any of those giveaways on the Heat graph.
Only Artem Zub, who had 2, had more than 1 of any other player, and he had 4. That's rude.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Whatever. Screw them. Nerds.
Yeah, I'm glad they're done with the Philadelphia Flyers, honestly. Enough's enough.
Same. Yeah. As much as it was nice to absolutely get a beatdown in advanced analytics, that's not a team this Senators squad needs to play again this year.
No. So
And what's up with Tortorella watching from the press box?
I don't know. He's probably
The team's just sick of them. They're like, we will not play if you're on the bench.
That's his version of analytics.
What do you mean?
Like, instead of analytics and looking at the page of the stats, he's like, no, I watched the game from upstairs.
Yeah, I got a bird's eye view on this one.
Different perspective.
Yeah, it's all about perspective.
They got shit kicked wherever you were sitting in the rink tonight. So how's that for some in-depth analysis, Torts?
Yeah, I mean, he would probably agree with you. Jesus.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm still mad. Young Zachary's still mad they lost him in November. That was a part of just the trash. Yeah, Justin, Leafs are next. What are you expecting from that game, Pilsy?
A lot of goals. I'll be betting the over, that's for sure. Leafs ends, I feel like the over always hits.
Matt Murray? It's going to be Matt Murray.
It's going to be Matt Murray. But, I mean, will Matt Murray make it to the start? That's one thing. But
hey, good anthem tonight, by the way.
Yeah, he did kill it. I will give it to him. Had some passion, too.
And you see the little fist pump at the end?
Yeah, and then that smile at the end, that's what he's just like, this is all worth it. So you love to see that from the Anthem singers.
Yeah, not his first time singing "O Canada."
Mm-mm.
That was actually really impressive. Sens have a great stable of consistently good anthem singers.
It's important. You got to have a good anthem singer.
I still miss Lyndon Slewage, of course.
Yes.
Nostalgia wins. But I do really think they do a good job. Obviously, Sophia Pierce is number one.
What was the Slewage signature thing? It was like a kiss and a thumbs up or something?
He'd wink. He would wink, blow a kiss, and then salute.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a thumbs up at the end of that.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a thumbs up.
Big thumbs up.
And in the playoffs with his big mitts on one of those woohoo towels, he'd give it a spin. Oh, man. We need someone in the chat to let us know. You guys have to remember here. Lyndon Slewage, what was the order of his routine after finishing the anthem?
We need a GIF of that. That would be a good GIF, I think.
Lyndon Slewage. Routine? Forms O Canada at the All-Star game? They did O Canada at the All-Star game? That seems a bit much.
Whoa. What's wrong with the good old-fashioned anthem?
Oh, by the way, the streets are saying that the NHL is actually working hard on bringing back the draft for All-Star Weekend.
Nice. That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You heard it here first, but if it doesn't happen, forget it. Oh, man, of course I get this. Okay. Nobody's gotten it yet. Like, okay, where is it? Wink, salute, kiss thumb, and then he kisses the thumb?
Yes. Yep. That's
What
it.
it is?
Shout out Hippopotamus. Hell yeah. Love that handle, by the way.
No way.
No, I think that's right.
Huh. That's cool. I need to see it after. I don't need to have everyone watch me watch YouTube ads so that I can get to see Lyndon Slewage. I got one of them where it's 2 in a row and both are 15 seconds, can't skip.
Ah, darn. Man, YouTube ads, the worst, eh?
Oh, no. We actually love YouTube ads. Okay, salute. Okay, I got it here. Ready? Salute.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kisses his palm of his hand and then makes it a thumbs up and then hits him with the wink with the thumbs up.
Nice.
A wink, thumbs up. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What a guy. Son was in Hell's Angels or something. Something happened with his son. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But Lyndon Slewage is one of many great anthem singers. I got off onto a tangent there. The anthem was very good tonight.
Yeah, that's an item on my bucket list, Ross. Sing the anthem at some sort of sporting event. I would love to do that once.
Sing?
Yeah.
Who's going to have you?
That's a great question. Yeah, that's why it's on the bucket list. But I think that would be an absolute blast.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I don't know who's signing you up, though. Like, maybe at the Guelph Storm if they're, like, stuck on a Tuesday night in a snowstorm.
Dude, that would be huge. Yeah, I was thinking like a midget tournament in Collingwood or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant in Ottawa, too.
No, I wish.
Oh, Justin wants to know, do we redeem ourselves against the Leafs and take the battle of Ontario? That'd be super cool.
The answer is yes. Correct,
like
Justin. Correct.
People are down to see you.
Man, if there's a movement and I get put into it, I promise you, I will do it. I will do it. It's on my bucket list.
Ottawa Fat Cats. How about the baseball squad in Ottawa?
I'm down.
Sign you up. Okay, that's got to be a goal for 2023 of this show. Get Pilsy to sing an anthem somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
Should we start every Locked On Senators with the anthem?
Just like school?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past you to have one on the roadcaster button.
Yeah, episode 1000, Pilsy's going to sing the national anthem to start off the show. That would actually be one of the...
Yeah, see, Eric knows. I'm big into, like, if I'm feeling the vibe, I'll get into karaoke, and that's just a big karaoke. Maybe I'll have to have a couple quick beers at the Glebe Central Pub before I do it, but I'm down, and you guys can hold me to it.
I think, yeah, the Glebe Central Pub is probably the most likely place that would let you sing the anthem. Dan's also pulling out. Dan's a rocker, man. We chat. Dan's on tour right now, and he runs into the backstage, and he's checking in on the Sens, man. We got to get him on as a citizen for sure.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, 100%. All right. It's been an hour. We've got more coming on tomorrow's Locked On Senators with Noodles. Pilsy, can you explain the situation with Noodles? Because I want everyone here, I feel like more YouTube crowd. I think it's important that we let people know what's going on because I think the quality of the interview is still so good. We have to post it, but it's just unfortunate. It seems like the timing became off. It wasn't at the start, but throughout it just became off only for him too.
Yeah, I mean, add not an internet guy to my list of not a guy list.
It's got to fit on a shirt, man. You can't be a not at everything.
Oh, believe me. What's never mind. But the issue is there's one moment where he lags and then it never catches up. Sometimes when the internet lags and then there'll be 3 seconds of like times 32 fast forward to catch it up. It doesn't do that. So for the whole interview after about 5.5, he's 2 seconds behind the entire time. I'm not sure what we can do about that, but it's a great interview. Like, we had a blast with him, and he's so much fun to join us.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best to mask it all up, but either way, it's still a fantastic interview and a great guy who's already said he's gonna come back on right after the season, and that's awesome. So stay tuned for that with Jamie Noodles McLennan. I meant to bring this up to him, I didn't, but it says on Wikipedia that his nickname is Noodles because he liked eating homemade pasta in the minor leagues and would always bring a Tupperware of pasta on the road with him instead of stopping at like sandwich shops like the rest of the team. Like he would
That's
always just have a Tupperware full of noodles. So I gotta ask him if that's if that if
seems
that
legit.
hey Ali Des, Brandon Piller, just a guy.
Just a guy. Yeah, that's about it, really.
All right, Sens win 5-4 in overtime. Woo! Tonight, you look at the scorers and you get kind of a mishmash of everything. You had a goal from Austin Watson. Shocker, again, Austin Watson scores an opening goal of the game. I would say 70% of his goals with the Sens are first goals of the game. And hey, nothing wrong with that. Then Tony DeAngelo made it 1-1 on a power play, 2:51 into the second period. Tim Stutzle made it 2-1 Ottawa, his 37th goal of the season. Brady Tkachuk, his 44th assist. Nick Holden, an assist on that goal as well. And then Shane Pinto doubled the lead near the end of the second period on a power play, his 20th goal of the season, with Matthew Joseph getting his 15th assist. And then to start the third, Claude Giroux, 6 snipe on a breakaway. Tim Stutzle gets his 47th assist of the year. And Tyler Kleven gets his first career point on that. And then it was bingo, bango, bongo. The Sens gave up 2 goals in 3.5 minutes to make it 4-3. The second being a power play goal against by Noah Cates, deflected. And then Owen Tippett on a tic-tac, nobody around. And it's a tie game going into overtime. Unassisted goal. Thank you, Felix Sandstrom. And it's a game winner for Alex DeBRINCAT. Pillsy, we got more in the morning. You got any final thoughts? Because I think I already asked you about final ones.
No, that's it. I got all my final thoughts out before, so.
All right. Well, no more out-of-town scores, no late games to keep track of tomorrow. The Ottawa Senators tomorrow will wake up 5 points out of the playoffs with 7 games remaining and the same amount of games played as the team they're chasing, the Pittsburgh Penguins, who they don't play again, but the Penguins only have 4 wins in their last 10 games. The Senators also with 4 wins in their last 10 games, but now coming off back-to-back wins. But for tonight, we say goodbye. Let's get some Go Sens Go in the chat. Appreciate everyone for joining us after the postcast, a long postcast, over an hour. Had some fun, had some laughs, and we appreciate everyone for making it such a fun environment and inclusive environment after each and every Ottawa Senators game. But for tonight, we say goodbye. For Brandon Piller, I'm Ross Levitan, and this has been the postcast presented by the Locked On Senators podcast and the Glebe Central Pub. One more time, Brady, in honor of that brickhead, Brendan Lemieux.
I don't even know what he's thinking. He's just a complete brickhead. He's got nothing up there. Just bad guy, bad player, but what a jerk he is.